Hi, my name is Naeem Mahmood. I'm a peak performance coach. I want to share a little bit about my story of how I got here. I never planned on being a peak performance coach growing up. I didn't plan on that when I went to college, and I'm grateful that I am one, but I want to share how I actually got here and how it might be helpful for you on your journey in what you do with your life. So I graduated from New York University and I studied economics. And I originally went and worked on Wall Street. I worked in finance. I worked at a fund, actually a fund of funds, which is basically kind of like a meta fund, right? We invested in other funds, and those funds that we invested in were long, short equity traders, uh, running hedge funds, basically. And it just wasn't for me. I didn't want to sit down, crunch numbers, do that journey of finance and that it would take to get to the level of success I wanted to. And it really just didn't light me up at the end of the day. So I left the job, I quit just cold turkey, and I decided to build my wings on the way down. And first, I went into fitness because I loved working out. I loved uh, health. I was passionate about athletics. I played college and basketball. I played basketball in college. So athletics and health and fitness was always a top value and passion of my life, and it still is a top passion and value. And I worked as a personal trainer in New York City. I worked at the top gyms, Equinox. I forget the other one. It was a really cool boutique one where a bunch of celebrities work out. It was a private little gym up in the Chelsea slash Flatiron area of New York City, and it was a lot of fun. And then I got more into the mindset piece, the coaching, the personal growth, and that's actually what sparked my journey to begin with, to quit my job and to start following what I love, was reading books about personal growth and mindset. And the first book that really was the gateway for me was The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, which was really helpful because very simple, 100 principles that are fundamental tools and just lessons and insights on how to be successful in life. And because before that, I always thought life was happening to me. I didn't take responsibility for my life. And I also didn't realize I could do what I want with my life. I was living a life of, oh, what should I do? And I also was living a life of, oh, it's their fault, or blaming other things, external circumstances, versus really taking ownership for what was happening in my life and being 100% responsible for my life. Even if it's unfair, even if I didn't do anything, I had anything to do with it. If I wanted to make a change, I had to take 100% ownership and responsibility to create the life I want. So I got into coaching work because I first hired a coach. I hired a Tony Robbins coach. I also took a lot of workshops, a lot of trainings. I studied NLP for many years, neuro-linguistic programming, which is an amazing technology if you want to learn more about communication and learning and human experience and how to be a better leader. That was a great tool to add to my toolkit. And then I eventually came across Tony Robbins. Actually, one of my friends in the NLP training, he recommended to go to Tony Robbins. And I was like, oh, I'm not really sure I don't want to go. And I was like, all right, let's do it anyway. So I eventually went to the Tony Robbins event. And it was blew my mind seeing Tony work with thousands of people. The energy was incredible. And also just how loving and caring he was with the people when he had interventions with them and helped them change their life, literally on the spot. They were in a lot of pain. Some were suicidal, some were depressed, some were just confused, some were stuck. And it was really beautiful and inspiring to see him to help these people start, one, make a new decision, and then two, start making progress towards where they want to go. So I was inspired. I was like, oh, I want to go work for this guy. So I applied for the job and I got it. It was a little grueling process, interview process, because I was applying to be one of his speakers, and I would travel around the United States as doing talks with companies all across the US. I would be stationed in a different city every like 5 months, like in Miami and Oklahoma City and Milwaukee and Los Angeles and New York and Dallas or Austin, Texas, San Francisco. And it was a lot of fun. I got to travel and meet all different types of people with different beliefs, different backgrounds, different experiences, different stories, different values. And I really learned how to communicate at the highest level with all these different types of humans, which is a really powerful skill that I still use today and I'm still grateful for today. Because if I have such a rich life, because I can connect with so many different types of people in so many different ways. So it's one of my greatest gifts and blessings when I worked for Tony to learn that. And my job was to go into companies and connect with, again, all these different people, even within a company, right? There's different people of like their visions, their beliefs, how things should be. And my job was to help the company align and produce better results and to go to the next level and to get on the same page. So I learned a lot of tools and skills working for Tony to do that. And now I do that in my own company as well, which is a lot of fun. And again, this is where I didn't plan on getting here, being here, like pen to paper, like this is what I'm doing in my life, and this is my lesson for you in this video. One of them, where it's like you don't need, there's no direct line, right? You may have seen that picture before where it's like what we think is going to happen and how it really happens, right? It's all over the place. So I love what I do, and I followed my passion, I followed my bliss. I just kept on going. I kept leaning in, and I'm grateful that I did because I got to work for Tony Robbins. I got to meet all these amazing people. I got to help so many people. I got to do tons of talks. Now I'm a great speaker because I've practiced it so much. And now I have my own business. Now I'm doing it for myself, and it's a lot of fun. Me and my girlfriend, we work together. She's a coach too and a speaker, and we get to transform lives together uh, and travel and live our ideal lifestyle. So it's a big blessing, and I'm really grateful for that. Another great tool I learned from Tony is just the power of influence and really learning how to take action and to sell in a good way, right? Like I used to be have negative things about sales, but to sell in a good way, it's like selling is serving. So to really learn how to sell, and if you want to have a business, you got to learn how to sell, or you're not going to have a business. Because if you can't make money and generate sales, there ain't no oxygen for the business, which is cash flow. So now today I'm running my business, and it's a speaking business, a coaching business, and we have programs as well that it's really the purpose and the outcome is to really help people transform, to go from a painful place, from a stuck place to a place of pleasure and happiness and joy, whatever it is, like excitement. Because I was stuck. I was stuck in my relationship. I didn't, in the beginning, I didn't even know how to get into a relationship. I didn't think I was lovable. I didn't know how to I didn't know how to express love. So now it's wild to me. I have the most amazing girlfriend ever, and we're madly in love. We're passionate. We're fully expressive with each other, and I love it. It's a dream come true. And then same in my life. My parents fought a lot. I was really sad growing up a lot of times because my parents would always fight, and I wish they got a divorce and they didn't. They would just kind of stay in the house and just fight and sleep in separate rooms, and it didn't feel good. And it was more of like a painful, slow death, right? It's like, let's just move on and move on with our lives. I was like, nope, we're gonna just grind this out. So I didn't like that very much. But it drove me to learn more about the skills I learned, right? To help people and to communicate and how to help people move out of pain, and myself first, how to move out of pain and into pleasure. So again, sometimes your biggest challenges can also be your biggest blessings. Um, and also in school, growing up, I was a minority. Grew up in a really nice neighborhood in the suburbs in northern New Jersey, and um, I didn't always understand why some of the kids were mean to me or made fun of me. Well, I do, right? Because my name is a little different, Naeem, and they'd say, "What's your name?" Or I was darker skinned. I was look a little different because most of the kids were Caucasian. And what's wild is my mom is actually half Dutch, so I'm actually not even fully like minority, if you want to call it. And I don't like these words anyway, but like my dad's Indian, my mom's Dutch. So I'm white too. My brother's white, my sister's white. So it's kind of ironic sometimes when um, just the way we process things and have perspectives about things, and how we choose to internalize things too. And also how people choose to look at us too, when again, a lot of times it's not even what's really true. So, but that drove me again to learn how to connect, to learn how to help people, have more compassion. And that's why, again, I love people and I love helping people and I love connecting with people and I love helping other people that are kind of the underdogs that are stuck or having low confidence or whatever it might be to get out of that. So that's another beautiful blessing from the challenges I've been through. And I'd also say financially and in business, like growing up, we weren't poor, but we also didn't have a lot of money, and money was a challenge growing up. My dad didn't always have enough, and my mom and dad would fight about money a lot. So now it's cool to be able to like, oh, like I know how to make money, and I can like make as much or as little as I want, right? It's up to you. You just learn the skills and you got to do the work. So now it's cool to be able to, and also have a business. Like, wow, I got my own business, which is pretty awesome too. I never thought that was possible either. So point is, you can make happen what you want to make happen. Number one, you got to decide. Number two, you also have to be responsible for your life. Take responsibility. Um, and then you got to have a really clear vision on what you want and start taking action. There's way more detail, obviously. I'm just giving you a little 30,000 foot view, but the purpose of this video is to just share more about my story, how I got here, and why I do what I do today. And that's why I do it. I love helping people transform, create their ideal life, to help more people, to make a difference, um, and also help high performers. Like some people are just on top of their game and just want to go to the next level. For me, that's like sports. Like in basketball, I was crushing it, but it's like, yeah, that Kobe Bryant, that Michael Jordan mindset where it's like, let's go to the next level, let's go to the next level. Not out of like not being happy, but more just like wanting to master your craft. So that's what's fun about what I do too. I love helping people that are stuck where I was and in a lot of pain, but I also love helping people like top performers that are just like, I just want to get the edge. I want to keep on going. They love that. And I love that too. So that's why I love what I do. That's why I do what I do. If you ever have any problems or questions or want to reach out, drop a comment below or go to our website. It's down below in the notes as well, or just shoot us an email. I'll put that down in the notes as well. And if there's any way we can help you, we'd be honored to be able to do that.